Even though 1933 was still in the pre-code times, that didn't mean they could just do whatever they wanted. There were still local laws and local censorship boards to be wary of. True, they had a lot more freedom in 33 than they would have in 35, but they still had to be careful. Movie making is and was a business after all, so if you want as much money as possible from ticket sales, you sometimes have to tread lightly. So even though Mae West was quite clear about what she was thinking and what she wanted, she often spoke in innuendo, which was enough to keep the censors happy. Sound familiar? Grape Ghost has got something to give. Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at I'm No Angel from 1933. Mae West is one of my favorite pre-code sex symbols, so let's see what she was up to in this film, which is her last pre-code film. We open on NRA member, what? Well, this isn't the National Rifle Association, this is the National Recovery Administration, which was a New Deal project introduced by FDR. So don't worry, this is a good NRA. The credits continue in that old-timey way. Story, screenplay, and all dialogue by Mae West. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, Mae, but that's just written by. And then we're at a carnival of some sort. An MC tries to entice the crowd to buy tickets to various attractions, and then they roll out, I assume, a red carpet for the star of this here picture show, Mae West, here playing Tira.
Tyler, boy, Tyler! Just look at those eyes! Just look at those eyes! I said those eyes.
The crowd is happy to buy tickets to see more of her. She, on the other hand, is happy to see a man in the crowd who has a sizable ring. After the show, Tira visits a fortune teller to get her horoscope.
I see a man in your life.
What, only one?
And then he gives her some advice.
A horoscope. Keep this where you may consult it frequently.
All right, I'll take it to bed with me.
In her dressing room, it sounds like Tira isn't too happy with her current boyfriend. And since she's not the type to keep one boy around for too long, I don't predict their relationship will go the distance. Tira then visits with the man from the crowd, the one with that ring that had caught her eye. She's got her priorities, after all. Her boyfriend busts in, one thing leads to another, and...
He's dead.
Well, except he wasn't really dead, he was just knocked out. He immediately recognizes that he's been robbed, and the police pick up Tira's boy toy. It looks like Tira will have to go on the lam. But she's gonna need some cash first. She agrees to do a dangerous lion act in exchange for a fat wad of cash. The effects here aren't too bad for a 1930s movie. They're not King Kong or The Invisible Man, but they're not too bad. And this lion performance earns her a few new fans.
Pleased to met you, anyway.
And the wives of a few new fans. One of the guys becomes quite smitten with Tira and becomes something of a sugar daddy to her. His fiancée isn't too happy about that arrangement. So his cousin, Jack, stops by to have a chat with Tira to get her to lay off. And Jack, by the way, that's Cary Grant. Here he's back with Mae West again after their previous hit, She'd Done Him Wrong. And he, like his cousin before him, quickly falls for Tira. And she, in a bit of a change, falls for him as well.
You were wonderful tonight.
I'm always wonderful at night.
Yes, but tonight you were especially good.
Well, when I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better.
Their relationship develops quickly, although not as quickly as it did in She'd Done Him Wrong, and she decides to quit the lion act and marry him. This naturally displeases Tira's boss, and he hatches a scheme with her old lover to bring her back into the fold. So will this scheme to bust up her relationship be successful, or will love prevail? Well, that's enough out of me as far as plot goes. Let's talk some highlights. Well, this movie is really funny. I've pulled out a few of my favorite lines for this video, but there are so many more. Mae West was one, if not the best pre-code comedy writer. And her specialty, innuendo, is in full force in this movie. People sometimes say things like, oh, Mae West, she was way ahead of her time, but I don't think that quite does her justice, because in a certain sense, Mae West is still ahead of our time. Mae West, way back in the 1930s, made it aggressively clear she had sex on the brain and was DTF, and she was funny about it. Are there any women like that in modern cinema today? I don't know, man. I mean, who are the modern sex symbols? Margot Robbie, Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya, for some reason. I mean, they're all gorgeous, but are any of them aggressive in that Mae West kind of way? I don't know, not really. I mean, okay, well, Sydney Sweeney, she puts herself out there. I respect that. And Jennifer Lawrence in the film No Hard Feelings, she put herself out there in this kind of way. You know, a lot of respect for that as well. So it does happen. These roles are out there. And there are women who take them and do well in them, and I respect the hell out of them for doing it. But it's not their persona the way it was Mae West's persona. Mae West was something special. As a little side note, I really like this outfit she wears. The costumes in general are quite good in this movie, but this dress is the highlight. It wasn't even for Halloween. She just wanted to dress up as a spider web, which for her in this movie is quite a fitting look. But despite the costumes and the humor and all of that delicious innuendo, I wouldn't say this film is perfect. Like the men ensnared by Tira's charms, this film has some shortcomings. Well, it's kind of a personal preference, but I don't really much care for stories that kind of progress because of miscommunications or poor communication. If a lot of the drama of your story would disappear if the people involved just sat down for a chat, I'm not going to like the story very much, and that does happen here. And this lack of communication even leads to a trial at court. I did not expect the film to turn into a courtroom drama. Generally, I'm not a fan of those either. But I can't complain about this one very much because it is pretty funny. Overall though, if you like She Done Him Wrong, you're gonna like this one as well. In fact, I think I like this one a bit more. The relationship between West and Grant develops in a more natural way, there are way more jokes in this one, and the musical numbers here are better as well. I know 1930s sex comedies won't appeal to everyone. I mean, compared to the 80s sex comedies, there's nothing to see here, but there is a lot to hear.